I think we're live now. So welcome.
Yeah.
So if anyone is watching here, then please go to the chat and just say hi, so we know you're there. We should be live now. And hi, Ronnie.
Hello. Good to speak to you again. I always enjoy our conversations.
Yes. We spoke for the first time. Is it 3 weeks ago or something like that? And you are actually our first user at our AI tool from the UK.
Hi, Thomas. Hi, Nigel. Yeah, can you remember the exact message that I emailed you when we first spoke? Can you remember what I said?
No, what was that?
I said, do you have 5 minutes this week to tell me how this isn't the best tool in the world?
Okay. Thank
It's
you.
It's a good introduction for you.
Yeah, it is. That is. And everyone, yeah, please say hi in the comments, so we know that you are there. Yeah. Okay. Cool. Yeah. So
Thanks,
what?
Nigel.
Yeah, that's cool. We can give it a couple of minutes to everybody joining here, and yeah, that's cool. And also to tell everyone, okay, this is actually our first LinkedIn live ever. So if so, we have to also figure it out to make everything works. But the concept and the idea for today is that we will start having a little talk about the future of SEO and AI and what does that mean. And then we will we will show some tools and tips, a little demonstration on how you can use artificial intelligence in your SEO work. So that's about it. And if any one of you have questions about what we are talking about, please shoot, ask your questions, so you can be part of our little lunch talk here. But yeah.
Yeah. I wanted to say as well, because like Nigel said, he had to leave, so he can listen later. Don't worry too much, because we've got a pre-recording of this, and we are going to clip it up as much as physically possible, and just absolutely hammer the short form clips, posting them out over the next few weeks. So don't worry, you'll be able to see everything anyway.
Yeah, you will content. We will split it up and yeah. Okay.
Yeah, you'll get bored of it in a few weeks. So yeah, don't worry.
You will see it over and over again on all channels. Yes, but I also think actually here at the LinkedIn Live, when we are finished there will just be a video that you can watch. So I think So that's. But Ronnie, what is your story?
I love and hate that question. My story. I left school here in the UK, in the Midlands of the UK. I was about 14. During my exams, I was heading into an athletics career. Had a career-ending injury where I was left bedbound for about 6 months. During that time, I serendipitously started a Instagram fitness account that ended up becoming a fitness clothing store online, selling clothing all over America, Europe, Australia. And then in true, what I like to call shiny object syndrome fashion, that a lot of creative people like myself might get. They have a new idea and then go away there, but in the back of their head, they think they can do both and everything will be fine. Incorrect. I couldn't. So this new idea obviously wasn't as good as the existing one, and then both of the ideas ended up failing. And then I ended up going into marketing, because I realized that that's what I enjoyed. I learned marketing from doing it for my own business. I did freelance work, and then I bounced around a couple of marketing agencies, and here I am. I ended up starting my own. I stared into the abyss long enough that I became the agency.
That's cool. So what do you what do you do at your agency in Manchester?
So 18 Growth, we've got a couple offices in the UK. We say that we're a full service digital agency. We have a team that are equipped to be that, but SEO is really our bread and butter. We love SEO. We love the fact that SEO really is actually very simple. Not that makes it easy. It's just, it is very, very simple when you break it down into what it actually is. And the industry is full of the misconception that it isn't simple. So that is our messaging. It is breaking down how simple it is, and that kind of ties in with my personal love and our work for your AI tool here.
And have you been using any AI SEO tools or tools in the past?
Yes, pretty much everyone. Pretty much everyone. Yeah, it's what happens, isn't it? I know you've got several years experience and more over in Denmark in the agency world there. You know that as soon as a tool comes up or you see a tool within the world of SEO or anything digital marketing, you want it. You want to use this tool because you don't know what it can do for you. There is that shiny object syndrome again. Oh, a new tool. Let's use this, guys. Let's see if we can implement this. Let's see if this is good for our agency or our team or our business if you're working in house or doing it for yourself. So I've used dozens, if not hundreds, of different tools. And yep, I started using this, and then we built our relationship from there, haven't we?
Mm-hmm. And it's I think for me, also being in the SEO industry in Denmark, it's so interesting to see, okay, what's happening right now when it comes to all those artificial intelligence tools and technologies, language models that makes people now use AI to generate content faster, AI technology that helps us do keyword research faster, and there's so much going on right now. And as a nerd, I'm so excited about what's happening and the future.
Yeah, right, and rightly so, right? Because as technology advances, what we can do with it becomes more readily accessible, and there's more things that we can do with the advanced technology. Obviously, with that comes the fear from some people that the technology is either too advanced or unnecessary. And also, I think a lot of people want to know that the tools they currently use or the methods they've been currently using for years and years are okay still to use. People don't want to be disrupted or to pick up a new thing. And unlike yourself, where you're like, oh, new technology, let's try this new thing. The majority of people are okay. Most people, we just want to just crack on with what we're doing, right? So if a new tool comes in, a new bit of technology, new bit of AI, it can be scary, but this new era of AI-led content should definitely be embraced.
Yeah, and I think if we just go maybe 1 year back, the main question I was hearing, maybe here in Denmark, because the language is smaller, it was about, okay, can those AI language models, can they actually help us write perfect in Danish? And actually, the answer just 6 months ago or a year ago in Denmark was no. It's it can't. But now we can see the models are so trained, so they can write great in almost any language. So now I think I hear more and more the question, like, but doesn't Google hate AI? Is is AI written content bad for your SEO? Will Google detect it? Will you get punished in Google if you use this? And that's actually a debate going on right now, right?
Yeah, I almost want to tease that a little bit though, and
Yeah.
because you mentioned very briefly about your thought process around creating this tool, but tell me about your story and about how the idea for the SEO.ai tool to come around. What made you feel like you needed to make this?
It was it actually, I see all those technologies and I try them, and actually last summer I just got access to GPT-3 and other technologies at that time, and then there I saw, okay, finally we are onto something that if we can train this and work with this, we can do something that will work in Danish. Because all the tools
Yeah,
out there now, they don't work in small languages like Danish, Swedish, and all that. So that was kind of, okay, we have to do something here. And then the team and I started to work on it and build this tool. And in the process, we saw a lot of other benefits, like, a lot of the time consuming tasks like keyword research and stuff like that. We can speed up the process and do something, let the machines do something, do it faster. And then we worked and now just 1 month ago we launched SEO.ai, I bought the domain years ago before I didn't even knew that AI would revolutionize SEO. And now we are here, and then you came up there 3 weeks ago and were the first one from the UK trying the platform. so yeah, that was the the way that we followed the idea and started it.
Yeah, well, there's always not necessarily a market for it. Of course, there is, but there'll always be a need for it and a desire for tools like this from SEO professionals, because SEOs, and I hope they don't mind me saying this, are, I think, generally speaking, we want the fastest way to do things.
Yes.
I say we because I consider myself an SEO. I've worked in SEO for a long time. I love SEO. SEOs generally want the quickest route to where they want to go. They want to find something that's very simple, that makes the I guess the boring side of SEO slightly less boring. You know, things like keyword research, like you touched on. Nobody wants to spend hours and hours and hours manually doing keyword research, because it is putting a keyword in, going, oh, okay, that's the data for the keyword, and then putting that keyword and its data in a spreadsheet. Nobody wants to do that. So if there's a tool that looks good and helps you to do that a little bit better, SEOs, you know, that makes their week, makes their month.
I definitely agree. Yeah.
We're simple creatures. We're simple creatures. That's one way
We
to put
are.
it.
Yeah, we are. And also, if you know, instead of just going to Ahrefs, Storybase, SEMrush, all those tools to get the Google Search Console, to get the data down there, sitting there hours with your spreadsheet and stuff like that, instead having systems and tools doing this faster for you, so you can maybe invest more of your time in the creative part of making the content helpful, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's the perfect way to put it. An SEO needs to. I find a good SEO is somebody that has figured out how to maximize their time spent on the tools itself, and has maximized the time they can spend actually doing impactful actions. But obviously, to do those impactful actions, they have to be informed actions. They have to do the things like keyword research. So obviously, like you said, if there's systems and tools in place to speed that up and make it better, wow, you've unlocked a dangerous SEO.
Yeah. I think the next years will be there was so much amazing I think will happen when it comes to how we will change the things we do, and what the machines can do for us. But if we go back to this question, like are Google against AI content? Then I think a lot of the people in the space, like us, we were very happy. Just was it 1 week ago? There was a
Yep.
little discussion going on, and you actually shared it with me. And can you tell what was the discussion about?
Yeah, sure. So I was actually just scrolling mindlessly on Twitter,
Yes.
on the SEO side of Twitter, seeing what people were saying. And as I was scrolling down, sometimes when you're scrolling, you do double take, and you have to scroll back up and go, what's this? And it was actually somebody discussing AI content for SEO. However, the angle was AI content is not the SEO threat that you think it is. And it was a discussion of AI-led SEO content over history, and how Google algorithm updates have impacted that content. And a lot of people reacted negatively to this angle of, it's not a threat. Some people say, well, it is. Okay. A lot of SEO is based around opinions like that, isn't it? However, what we obviously want, and what everybody, no matter what side of the opinion you're on, is you want one of Google's liaisons to come in and go, calm down. And that is exactly what Danny Sullivan did. Like I said, that's what made me do a double take and stop.
Yeah.
So to paraphrase here, Danny Sullivan said, we haven't said AI content is bad. We've said pretty clearly, content written primarily for search engines rather than humans is the issue. That's what we're focused on. If someone fires up 100 humans to write content just to rank, or fires up a spinner or AI, same issue. And that's it. We haven't said AI content is bad. It's content that has been written for search engines, not to people. So therefore, content that isn't inherently helpful to people, that's bad. And that's common sense.
Yeah, yeah, it is in this, and I think it's great that they were out there and saying this, because because the discussion is just going on and on and on. Of course, you can take an AI technology and generate spam. You can
Yeah,
take humans and generate spam. But the fact and the truth is that you can also have AI and, of course, humans to help you generate perfect, great, helpful content. So it's kind of, it's not about the tools and the technology, or the question is not who wrote it. It's more like, are you putting the effort into actually create great content? But I think, yeah,
yeah, that's exactly it. But also, no AI content for SEO or any discussion around that has ever been that you can just get a tool that will do everything for you. Um, so I think if that's anybody's preconception, and that's obviously a misconception and a misunderstanding, that, all of these tools and all the discussions around AI content for SEO is that it's AI led. It's that it is a guide. It's that, like, there's an expert content writer sat next to you that also knows, the top 10 pages on Google for a keyword, and you can just poke them and they'll spit on you everything that you need to see.
yeah.
And it's about using the tool as a guide, as a help, not a complete solution.
Exactly, exactly, and it's not that black and white. Like, it's
Hmm.
AI generated. You also, you can it can also be, AI assisted. It's,
Hmm.
it's two different things, two different concepts, and of course you can use the technology to spam the internet, like people have done, for years now. But you can also use it as a tool to speed up the process and actually make room for focusing even more on the quality, focusing more on the target audience, and also, as we will demonstrate in just a few minutes, you can also use AI technology to focus more on semantics SEO in a new way that makes your content more helpful and communicate more directly to a specific target audience. Um, but interesting. So yeah, and if everyone out there are still here, or are new here, just please say hi in the chat, or please ask us any questions if you have any questions here.
I think a good comparison to use as well, regarding this is in any AI tool for SEOs, that you wouldn't hire an intern copywriter or an apprentice intern content writer and not proof or guide on their content. If they've written an important piece for you, you want to work with them to just iron it out. It's the same if you use any tool for anything, like a keyword research tool. Hello, great. You wouldn't just get it, press the button, get it, and then just put it out live on the web, because that's naive, right? You wouldn't use any tool to just write something or do something for you and then just assume it's perfect. It's the same with, like, an intern content writer. You want to proof it. You want to just iron things out.
Yeah, and I think it's like, this AI assistant um, that can help you do the task. It's like, you would also, if it's a human, you would need to guide this human copywriter. You would need to brief it and fact check it and be there. And it's the same with the AI
That's
technology. You cannot just, close your eyes and just click a button and then think, okay, it's perfect. No, you have to kind of, guide it and use it as your helper, right?
Well, don't get me wrong. That'd be perfect, right? But that's an ideal world, and also a world that's probably in 10 years. Or you personally and your team might get there in 2 or 1, right? But we're not quite there just yet. No, that's naive. You've got to work with these tools.
Yeah, exactly. But I think we can we could start up, having this little demonstration, and this will be a little demonstration of some of the new things that we have been working on. And if you sit out there and you're from the UK, please help us try those things and give us feedback, like you and your team, Ronnie, have given us so much feedback the last 2 or 3 weeks. For this year, we want you to join and give your feedback so we can improve it even more. But we have been live here for 1.5 months, and I can show you how the platform can help you create better content with a focus on the semantics. And the other part is how you can, with AI, create keyword research in a new way where you focus on a specific target audience. So those, yeah. So that's it. So I will turn my screen on like this. So
Yeah, there's a good question there from Thomas. Where's the keyword research tool pull the data from?
Yeah. I can show you. The data comes from the Google Keyword Planner. So like things like search volume would be the UK search volume, and but I can explain a little more there when just in a minute. But thank you, Thomas. For the question. Can you see my screen now, Ronnie?
Yeah.
Okay, that's cool. So like here at SEO.ai, when you logged into the platform, the first thing you want to do would be using the content editor. And in this editor, it's like a Google Doc, but it's an SEO editor that you can use to create great SEO friendly content. And so here I have my different documents. You could simply click on the create new document here. I have prepared a little document before here. It's focused on the target keyword paleo diet. When you go in here, the first thing you want to do before you start writing and do stuff would be run this little analysis. So you type in here the target keyword for this piece of content. Let's say that this is a blog post I'm going to write. Then you click create report, and then what SEO.ai does is that it maps out the semantic keywords here. And I think if you look at this, you will see a lot of topics and semantically related keywords that are related to the paleo diet. And I think people will maybe see, okay, this is pretty similar to something that I have seen in a lot of other tools, but there are a difference here, and I can explain it. A lot of the other tools out there, they use simple math, IFTDF algorithms to kind of they scrape maybe the first two pages in Google, and then they kind of count a lot of words, and then they kind of say, okay, if you want to rank in Google for paleo diet, you have to say paleo diet within your document 50 times. But that would be the same, like that would be keyword stuffing, and it would be like you would just copy the competitors out there. So this here is kind of a new approach, a more semantic approach to say, okay, if we want to rank well on the paleo diet, we have to demonstrate for the target audience and also demonstrate to Google that we know about the paleo diet. And the way to do that is kind of addressing those semantically related topics within our document. So it's kind of a new, more semantically related focus we have here. Do you have what do you think about that, Ronnie, this approach to do this?
I think it's perfect, if I'm honest, because it's common sense, right? That with the semantic focus, because Google is obviously their job is to get more and more advanced and more educated in understanding what you are writing. And if you are writing about the paleo diet, like you said, the misconception or perhaps the old school approach would be to do more mentions of paleo diet than the next person, right?
Yeah.
But it's not about that. It's about how educated, informed, expert, and authoritative you come across to Google when you are writing about the paleo diet. And to do that, you almost need to not mention paleo diet loads. You need to mention all the semantics as well.
Yeah. Actually, one good example is, let's say that you want to rank for Apple, then it's kind of no matter how much you shout Apple, 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 it's not bringing in any semantic context there. Is it the fruit? Is it the Apple company? What is it? So this approach here, where we also it's also the approach that Google works with, like the knowledge graph. They map out the semantics and the relationships between topics. So in order to bring depth into your content, you need to have those semantically related keywords in there. So it's in the Apple example, if you also mention Steve Jobs, the iPhone 14 and stuff like that, okay, then Google will know, okay, it's the Apple company. And the more that you do that, you will illustrate that, okay, you are an expert in this field. But this is kind of a new approach here. So the approach here is that we use AI to map out the semantics here. And then what we do is that we benchmark everything here against the competitors in Google. So if you work this into your document and your SEO score goes up to the 80%, then you have the same. You have a semantic depth of your content that is comparable with the best ranking pages on page 1 of Google. So that's how this works. So if I said it like this, you can see, okay, now it's there, and your score goes a little up. But what it also does, if you scroll a little down, it also maps out, search intents. So it said, okay, there are questions here that the audience is asking. So you can directly or indirectly make sure that your content is answering those questions. And then we also have, a competitor word count, not because word count is the huge thing that matters. It's more about the semantics now. But it will give you an indication, like is it 1,000 words I need to write, or is it 3,000? Kind of okay, what is the task here in front of me? So this is the semantic reports. When this is finished, you have actually also SEO trained the AI technology behind here. So now the next thing I want to do is that I want to brief the AI, just like I would brief the human copywriter that is going to write something. So I wanted to brief. And the most important thing here is that who is the target audience? That is rule number 1 in SEO and in good communications. We want to know, okay, how are we communicating to? So what I do is that here in the target audience, not set, I can brief the AI. So I click here, and then SEO.ai will come up with some of the target audience here. People who are interested in following a paleo diet, people who are interested in improving their health and nutrition, people who are interested in losing weight. Let's say I take this one. Now I have briefed the AI. So now when it can help me in a minute to write the stuff and come up with ideas for me and help me, assist me, it's focused on this target audience. And if I have something better here, I can just click here and just write my own. So if I know this is the target audience I always use when I block here on this block, then you can just use this. Then you can also change the tone of voice to different types here. I just stay with the informative, and you can also pick different content types, like the different blog posts. Is it a product description? Whatever SEO content piece you're going to write, you can pick it there. Then the next thing I would do, no matter if I had this tool or were just writing a great piece of content, I want to nail the H1. So I click here, and now I have a writer's block. So it's early in the morning, right? And you told me how we as SEOs think. So now it will come up here. we want quick solutions, and we want help, and this is definitely a help, right? So we'll come up with some great H1 suggestions. And if I just want more, I can click here, and then it will suggest even more suggestions. So there's a lot here. But let's say I take this one. And then I as a human, not for today's demonstration, but I would maybe tweak it a little and make sure, okay, this is perfect. I like this. And now you can see that the score is going up there. The next thing I would do when I was going to write is that, okay, now I want to nail the first paragraph. I can maybe, when I'm finished with the text, go back and then tweak it. But it's a good idea to kind of make sure that the first paragraph is communicating to the right audience and is communicating great, because everything we put in now is a way of training the AI to kind of, do what I want it to do, so it can assist me. If I just click compose and let it write and write and write, then it can go in 117 directions. I want to make sure that it does what I want it to do. So I can click down here to the AI action sections and then said, okay, please write an introduction. So I click there, and then it start writing an introduction for me here. I think I really like it. I think it's perfect. But I could also say, okay, maybe I want a few couple of more examples. So I could say, okay, write an introduction here. Then it will come up with something new, and then I can sit there and I can make sure that, okay, this is a perfect one, and I can also write my own stuff. Is something is very important for me. The thing here is that it's very important that you in this process are editing the stuff, and if there's
Yeah.
something that you don't like, just delete them.
Yeah. I was just about to say about that. This is a good example about how you need to pay attention when working with the AI to see where you can work with it. So that introduction is actually perfect. However, if you have your like super SEO mind on and try and think about appearing for a rich snippet for something like this, being pulled through on Google for answering that query, at the start of the paragraph where it explains everything about the paleo diet, you could put right at the start, so what is the paleo diet, and then it answered it. So, but just by adding something simple like that in, you're adding another query. You're putting the query right at the start, so you're informing the user and Google exactly what it is, and you're massively boosting your odds to get pulled through on that rich snippet for that search as well.
Exactly. And when the AI, starts to write, if it's going to repeat itself, it simply means that, okay, it needs direction. It needs you as a human to brief SEO AI. And if it stops in the middle of a sentence, it simply means, okay, the AI has more to say, and then it's all about just clicking the compose button, and then it will finish the sentences. But I think here, what I would do is kind of, I would say, okay, I would make sure, okay, this is perfect here because all of this sets the scene of, the direction and what we are going to do. The next thing I would do also, when if I was just writing in a normal Google Doc, or just writing without any AI assistance here, I would kind of say, okay, now I would like to have an outline here, the H2s. So if I click here and then said, okay, suggest subheadings, now it will actually suggest some subheadings for me. And I think I could work.
I've just seen. Sorry to interrupt you there, mate. I've just seen a couple of things in the chat. Max joined a little late. Sorry for that. Don't worry. There'll be the recording afterwards as well. But Thomas has added another good question. Is it possible to add more than one target audience, or can you just focus on one?
In the target audience field, you can write your own. So it's up to you to do you want to focus very specifically? You can write. You can be specific, but you can also pick a broader. So it's kind of, it's up to you. So I would just recommend, try doing different things and then see how the AI will do different things.
I think a good way to explain that isn't that it's not that you can just focus on one or you can focus on two. It's that, yes, you're focusing on one, but you can narrow down in that. So, you can target people who have the paleo diet, but you can target people who are interested in improving their health through the paleo diet. However, you wouldn't be able to target people that have the paleo diet, but also only eat halloumi cheese, but also that's not necessarily helpful for Google either. So you can go a bit broader and expand on that audience, but you can't really have two conflicting or two different. That wouldn't make sense anyway.
So what you're saying is it's about clarity, right?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. That's a good point. And are there other questions there? That was a question from Thomas. Yeah, thank you, and also hi Max, welcome here. Here, what I would do? Okay, there's a lot of questions here, right? So what we could do, like then I would just in the process here, like you're saying, okay, I would change those to H2s like this, and then maybe I would also just add something like 5 tips for starters like this, and I could add something and make sure that okay, now this is something I like here. Then what you can do here is that if you place the cursor there, you can simply click the compose button like this, and then it starts answering the question. I think that's pretty good. What
Yeah,
are
this is it, right?
yeah,
This is
yeah.
it because and don't get me wrong, I'm not Elon Musk, but and my knowledge of AI is to say it's limited would be wrong as well. It's incredibly limited. However, the way I understand AI is that it's a putty, isn't it? It's a putty that's not formed. It's building materials that are just left on the floor, and your job with AI is to inform the artificial intelligence how it can be intelligent for you. And
Mm,
this tool and this document that you is a workbench and a work desk here, and you are informing it about how it can inform you. So putting in there what the benefits of the paleo diet, and then clicking compose. It's you've told it, please help me with this specifically.
yes,
Yeah,
yes, yeah, and I really think people who will try this and get a bad experience is simply because they want the AI to do everything, and they are not telling the AI what, and they are not specific enough for what you wanted to do. So it's like another way to put it is like if you put garbage in, you will get garbage out. But if you have clarity and you work with the stuff and you edit it, then you can get the same level of copywriting out as how you brief it. So and in most cases, it can even level up the way that you communicate. So maybe a bad copywriter will be a better copywriter, and a good copywriter can be an excellent copywriter, just using tools like this the right way.
agreed, agreed. Yeah,
One little tip here is that now I have the cursor here. The thing is that the AI is now trained on all this. So all the direction and all the stuff that it will do next is based on everything that we have set to it. With the keywords, uh, the target audience, and all that stuff. And now and it's great at keep writing in the same pattern that it can see up here. But now when you can see, okay, what are the benefits if I'm just writing compose now, it will look up and just write some paragraphs like yeah, it could be like this. But I want a list of benefits. So now I brief it. I want to also make the readability and the skimmability of this by changing the way I lay out the document, make it more readable. So now as I said, okay, list top 7 benefits like this. So now I'm actually giving the AI command, and then I click compose now, and then it will list the benefits.
while it's doing that as well, Thomas is asking some incredible questions here.
Yeah.
Really good question.
No, yeah, sorry. Yeah, that's the question here. The question from Thomas. Sorry, another question. Does the tool pull the subheading suggestions from the content of sites ranking well on the SERPs? And then I'll say no. And it's a big no, because that's not the way forward, not as we see it here, because just being a copycat, like the tools that said, okay, the people on the first page on Google, they have those H2 that just copy them. They mention paleo diet 70 times in that document. Let's do the same thing, like keyword stuffing. So instead, focus on being original, add value, and help. So no, it's not pulling from there. It's the AI technology that, based on all the info, the target audience, and all the semantics that we put into the machine, and this machine, we have trained it in doing these SEO tasks, so it's better at understanding the psychology of this user, and then based on that, it helps you, give you ideas. And then, of course, as a human, if you have your own ideas, put them in there, and yeah. So yeah. What you can do here, you can now see, okay, they are very similar, right? The paleo diet is like, I would not communicate like that. So instead, I can do a little thing. I can say, okay, the paleo diet can help you lose weight. Then I want to teach the AI that I want the AI to write it more differently, not like, the same redundant way of communicating. So I will start like something like you, and then to show you, okay, don't do, yeah. So kind of, then it did it differently, and then it started to use this, and then, okay, so then I do like this, kind of, so I will make sure that it does like this. So, and then maybe let's say we just come up with 4 benefits. Now say here are 4 benefits of yeah, 4 benefits like this. So now we have those. So I kind of teach the AI to write in a way that I would write. Now I can actually use this little thing here. I can, if I, this is a little tip here, because I want to write a little more about that. So I do it like this. I copy this down there, and then it kind of looks up to the document, and now it understands. Okay, what this human wants here, me, I wanted to write a little more about how it can help you lose weight. So maybe I just do it like this, and I said compose. Oh, yeah, sorry, that didn't work. Then I probably it just look a little up in the document. So maybe I just do it like this.
It might even be because just under the heading it says here are 4 benefits. So the AI tool might be going, hang on, I've already given you 4.
Yeah. Okay. That's pretty clever. Okay, so if I then
Don't compliment me for the cleverness. You're the one who made the tool. You're the clever one.
yeah, but you have some tips.
Yeah,
You're losing it a lot, right?
yeah.
So okay, what the heck? Okay, I have to brief it here. Okay, what I did here was I marked this here, and it means that now it will not look up into the document. It will only look at this. Maybe that works. Oh my god, it isn't working.
Although it did start from it took it because it started from 2, and you were highlighting number 1.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it
you
did.
see how it's 1, 2, 1 on the number list. Maybe put it as 1, 2, 3, and then put here at 8 benefits. See if it lists another 5.
I do another thing.
This
I
is
say,
cool though, right? This
yeah.
is like Frankenstein's monster. You've created a tool here, and it is telling you, hang on, I've grown so big. You need to teach me new things.
Yes.
Tell me about the world, is what it's saying.
Sorry. Yeah, oh yeah,
It's
exactly. Yeah. If I do it like this here, okay. Okay, now it understand what I would. So I started like this, and then it followed the pattern to kind of do it like this, right? So now sorry, did you saw that? Like this. So now I have those 4 here. So this is it's there are simple tricks and stuff like that to kind of make it to let it write how I want it to write. And then I can say, okay, those are my H3s here, like this, and this, and this. Yeah. And then, so I think there's so much more to it. What you can also do here is that you can, this is all about writing. Do you have any small tips on writing and how to make it write what you want it to write?
The thing I love really is the search intents, the queries that it gives. I think that because this again, like what I see is like a workbench. This document is a
Yeah.
workbench. And it amalgamates several different tools that people would use, or like traditionally SEOs would go, right, we'll have a tool like Answer the Public that tells us what people are searching. We'll have a tool like Ahrefs to see what keywords people are ranking for on a page. We'll have a tool like SEMrush to do general keyword research. Well, and the rest. Before you know it, you're spending £2,300 a month on tools. You do, and obviously you don't need that. But this on the workbench tells you exactly what questions you should be answering. And now you can, if you were just wanting to write some short form blogs for the sake of them, you could I guess ignore that and take them and put them into a different workbench and use those questions to build out different blogs if you had a site all about the paleo diet, right?
Yeah.
But if you're doing a longer form skyscraper-esque piece, I would focus so much on those search intents. What foods are allowed on the paleo diet? Let's say there probably is a dozen or a couple dozen real foods that are allowed on the paleo diet. Nuts, meat, whatnot, cheese, I think maybe. And just really, really write about them and use the tool to guide you through that. And before you know it, within a very small time frame, you have a brilliant document all about the paleo diet that is AI guided. It is informed you based on the things that are on the SERPs and what Google wants, and you've gone over it with a fine tooth comb with your own human and SEO brain and made it perfect.
And of course here you can add the questions that you see in your own Google Search Console or find in another tool and stuff like that. What I like about the AI layer on top of this here is also that because SEO AI is trained on psychology, it kind of there's not that much of overlaps between questions asked, like 10 questions asked different ways you have on a list, but it's actually the same question. So here you kind of get kind of those types, those directions of questions that people have. What you can do is that it's a simple thing. You can click here, and then the AI will go in there and simply help you answering the question. And you can now see, okay, the score is going up. Yeah, like this. So you can also, just a little tip here, if you wanted to write some specific words here, and I said, if you have one here, what are allowed? If I just take this, what foods are allowed here, and I said, okay, list foods, and I wanted to have eggs and fish and avocado. I can click on them and then do it like this, and then hopefully, not in this this case, but hopefully, but normally it's kind of it will not do anything just because you tell it to do it, but you can actually you can play a little around with this to see it here. And we are working. Maybe there are some bugs here, but normally it can help the AI to write about the topics that you just click there. Maybe we can just
I don't even think it's a bug, because I've experienced this in several different workbenches, several different documents I've used, and I think what it's saying is that no, I will not make a competent enough piece of content out of those keywords you suggested. Fish, eggs, and avocado. It's like if you told a content writer, please write a couple of sentences about fish, eggs, and avocado, they'd probably go, no, I'll do one on fish, then one on, So I think it's good to have a tool that puts you in your place.
It's like actually, the AI is now telling the human, please don't keyword stuff.
The AI is now telling the humans what to do. Yeah.
Yeah. But those are the things here, and then when you have the score of 80%, then okay, based on the semantics, based on those things here, that okay, the semantic depth of your content can compete with the ones on page 1 of Google. So this tool here, if you sit out there, please go try it and give us your feedback and try to use it in your use cases, and give all the feedback that you have, and we are working on it day and night to improve it. And I'm looking forward to hear what you think about it. The other tool I will show you is this tool is all about, now we know, okay, we knew that we wanted to write a piece of content on paleo diet. The other tool I can show you is now, okay, now we probably don't know what should we write about. So if you go back here, we have just 2 weeks ago, we launched the keyword research beta tool, and it's a new type of keyword research tool, because normally I would use a lot of different tools and spreadsheets and stuff like that. This is a new, what we have tried here is saying, okay, what happens if we take one of the most clever artificial intelligence technologies out there and put this layer on top of traditional keyword research. So what we are doing there is that if we just take the example that we have here, this is about yoga.
We might actually want to change the example. We've just had a good question from Mike, who's one of the other pillars at 18 Growth. Serious question now.
Mm-hmm.
How does this cope with niche industries, i.e., how to fix a washing machine?
Mm.
So Mike's curious about the technical based content, the stuff that where you have to be really granular and specific.
Yeah. I think in those cases, in niche cases and in very technical, complex cases, then maybe the AI can assist you and maybe write 10%, 20% of the piece of content, and help you do that. And then you as a human has to write the rest of it, and you really have to be careful and maybe just make it help you finish sentences and stuff like that. And then of course you can use the semantic keyword analysis to make sure that the depth is in place as an inspiration. So that is it doesn't know. The technology behind this has maybe read 10 to 15% of the internet, and it's based on that, so it doesn't know everything. So you really have to brief the AI. What you can do is actually, in the top of the document, you can take some facts, just some bullets. If you have some facts on this specific thing, just paste it in there, and then it will kind of train the AI on those little things, and then this is a way to make sure that it will write more what you want it to write. And then in other cases where the AI knows a lot, then maybe the AI can help you and write 80% of the content. Yeah. In this example here, I then said, okay, it's yoga. And then I said, people are looking for a way to relax and de-stress. People are interested in learning more about themselves. But here I just said, okay, it's not the yoga user, it's the yoga studio owner. And if I click the next here, you can see here, increasing revenue, what are the goal of the target audience, managing expenses, attracting new students. Let's take this one, and then I can click find keywords. What's happened now is that the AI technology is kind of based on this specifics. I have the target audience here. It's mapping out a huge semantic, you can say, keyword cloud that works for this, and then it's requesting the traditional keyword databases. We're using data from our sister company or sister platform Storybase, and from there we are using the keyword data from Google Keyword Planner. So the search volume and all that stuff we get is from Google. So now it's running here, and it can take 2 minutes, 5 minutes for this to finish. I have prepared a little. Before here, I have one for Manchester dentist, and now you, Ronnie, are from Manchester. So we said, okay, the target keyword is Manchester dentist, people who live in or near Manchester who are looking for a dentist, finding a dentist in Manchester who offers a wide range of services. And then it will come up with, a lot of keywords here. And the goal here would simply be, okay, do we have a little handful of pieces of content that we could write here? There's a lot of stuff here. And you can see now it was the language I set here was English, so it was from the US. So if you want it in the UK, you just have to pick English and UK, and then you will get the UK search volume, the difficulty, and the difficulty is based on how many backlinks do the top 10 ranking pages in Google have. So it goes from easy to medium to hard to super hard. And if it's easy, it means that you can probably have a page 1 ranking in Google without any backlinks. Emergency dental Manchester it's easy here. And if you like that and you want to go for this, okay, I would maybe say, okay, that's a great idea because it's easy. We can probably just create some content there and then rank her in Google. Then I can just click on the document there. Then we go into the editor. I can run this report, and then I can do the stuff that we just went through with the paleo diet. And if we go back here to this keyword in beta here, we can now see the yoga studio owner. This keyword report is ready. And if I go in there, you can see there's a lot of ideas here. Beautiful yoga studio design. There's a yoga studio owner who just wants inspiration on how should they design their yoga studio. Yoga studio design ideas. Yoga studio floor plan. There's a lot of, how much do yoga studio owners make? That's a pretty good question if I'm going to, to start a yoga studio. Are yoga studios profitable, and so on? So there's a lot of, I can just marketing, yeah.
And the difficulty for each keyword there is what's also huge for any SEO looking at keyword research, isn't it?
It is, and you can see the seasonality and all of that. But I think this is in beta, so please go try the tool, and it's a little bit about it. The tool is new, so maybe there are bugs here and there, but I think it works. So all your feedback, you're welcome to test it and try it. We have this free trial. You can go try it, and then you can get 10,000 AI generated words, and you can get 10 keyword reports, and then you can try it and see if it's something that will work in your SEO. Are there any?
We've already had Thomas. We've already had sign up for the tool, so it'd be interesting to hear from him. Over the next few days, his thoughts on it.
Okay, thank you so much, and please give us all the feedback that you have. It's really appreciated, and also because getting all the users and feedback in here is what can help us shape this platform and hopefully the future of AI. So
yes, absolutely.
But thank you so much, Ronnie. What hotel are you in? You at?
I'm in the Leonardo Hotel. Beautiful hotel. Yeah.
Is it in Manchester or where?
Yeah, it's in Manchester. It's I think I'm heading to Milan in a few weeks. And Leonardo da Vinci is a huge it's a huge fascination of mine. So maybe that was a subconscious decision when I wanted to cook it.
Sounds great, but thank you so much, Ronnie, for being here and all the help that you and your team gave us, and thank you for today, and thank you for everyone who listened today.
Yes, it's a pleasure. Thank you for making this tool, and let's together, you and I, let's change any misconceptions of AI in SEO.
Yeah. So thank you, and take care, everyone, and have a nice day and nice week. So bye.
Thanks very much, guys. Thank you.